It is October 2nd, 2023. We got a new month focusing on mindset every single Monday. We got my good brother here, Ricardo Hamilton, aka M.I.M.S. Make It Make Sense. How we doing today, brother?
Doing good, brother. Awesome. Happy Monday, October. Mindset, uplift, manifest, momentum. Let's get it. What's going on, runners? Hope y'all had a great weekend.
That's what it's all about, guys, is, focusing on your mindset to get whatever that you want in life. We're going to get into that here in just a minute. But we have a very interesting day today in cryptocurrency for sure. So let's get into that, see how they're rigging the markets today. Believe it or not, Ricardo, gold is down almost 5% on the week, down to 1848.
Yeah.
Buying opportunity, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the paper contracts market. We don't worry about the paper price. We don't value the wealth in dollar. We value it in ounces. But definitely a buying opportunity as these prices go down and you can get more weight.
Apple at 173. We have Amazon at 129. Silver just on sale at $21.46, down 8% this week. And I sent you a text yesterday, Ricardo. We're getting silver under $30 an ounce now in our businesses, which is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Good deal. It's a good deal.
So take advantage of this, guys. Never stop buying. Just keep stacking your weight. Bitcoin went on a bit of a tear this morning, up 3%, 6% for the week. Now, one thing I had not noticed, Ricardo, is, of course, XRP's just hovering right around 50 cents at 51.
Yeah.
Because I buy my cryptos every week, like clockwork. I had not realized what Chainlink has done in the last 30 days. It's up about 30%. It was down in under $6 and went all the way to $8 in the last month. So that's why, even though the whole bull run isn't here and everyone's not into crypto, you want to keep buying and just dollar cost average into good projects that you like. And Chainlink is the oracle or the price feed for basically all of the crypto market. So I think it has a great future, and they have lots.
Yeah, they just had a big deal with Swift too. They just partnered with Swift, and they're doing a tokenization of assets through Swift. And so that was some big news as well to pump Chainlink here. Some key partnerships, with Swift banking system.
So the crypto bubbles, we got some green. RLB is something you want to keep an eye on. That's kind of like an online casino. A lot of people are talking about it. It's been pretty volatile. You will need a VPN to get it. I think it's like an Asian coin. So you do need a VPN to get it. Render's one of our old favorites. I'm still holding this from the last bull run and expect it to do really well. That's, I think, bringing AI into the metaverse. And, I wouldn't touch BSV with a 10-foot pole, but for some reason it went up. All right. So let's get into the mindset, guys, portion of this. And, one of the biggest things people struggle when it comes to their finances or their life is they just always think negative, right? The only things that pop in their minds are, oh, what's going to stop me from doing this? I'm not going to be able to do that. I tried something like that in the past, or I know somebody who did. Those are some of the worst thoughts that you can have, no matter what your dreams or goals are. If you're thinking about those negative things, they're going to happen. So you have to first switch your mindset before your bank account or your assets will come into reality.
Yep.
So let me get the right. Yeah, this should work. All right. If you can hear this, Ricardo, just give me a thumbs up when we start.
Everybody dreams of being a millionaire. You believe everybody can be a millionaire. Why?
Well, I think there's an infinite source of supply. We've been endowed with mental faculties that the most erudite scientists won't even guess at. I think most people wander around in a deep sleep, and they don't think, they don't invest in themselves. And the second they wake up and start doing that, everything starts to change. $1 million is not a lot of money.
So a couple things there that jumped out to me, Ricardo, is you got to remember that interview was like back in the 70s. You know, today I almost think the popularity of manifestation or the law of attraction, I think, is often misguided and stated incorrectly. But back then, nobody, I mean, to come out and say everyone can be a millionaire, I mean, in the 70s, people would have thought you were crazy. Of course, Bob Proctor didn't care. And, you know, he touched on people not investing in themselves and kind of walking around in this stupor. Have you, I mean, I think you see a lot of that. Am I correct?
Yeah. You know, when I just heard what he said, what I thought about was, you know, everybody could be a millionaire. Well, that translated to me to that, you know, everybody can put themselves in position to have time, location, and financial freedom. You know what I mean? Because that's really what it comes down to. We all want to be a millionaire, or we want to be able to be free. We want to have time freedom, you know, because if you have money, especially if it's passive and residual, you have time freedom. You know what I mean? If you know, location freedom, you know, financial freedom. And yes, we all have the ability, I believe, to achieve that. If for those who believe it and those who want it. It especially in this era. But like you said, in the 70s, you know, it was a different time then. And that was, you know, to believe that and have that conviction was definitely revolutionary at that time.
Yeah. And I mean, the lessons he's talking about go back well over 100 years. So don't let the current TikTok trend of people that aren't actually representing, you know, if you really dig into Bob Proctor, he doesn't talk about the law of attraction as much as he talks about the law of vibration, which comes down to science and, you know, the thoughts and energy you put out into the universe. But that's another video. Maybe we'll cover that next week.
We're creative beings. We're working with an infinite power. And once we start to understand the power of our mind and then start to understand how to utilize it properly, then we'll understand that we can do virtually anything.
We are spiritual beings living in physical bodies. And we've been gifted with something called an intellect.
The great law, briefly and simply stated, is that if you think in negative terms, you will get negative results. If you think in positive terms, you will achieve positive results.
He went from...
So if you guys get nothing from this video, okay, I want you to really focus and think about that, okay? You can't even let negative thoughts enter your mind. Funny story, Ricardo. I went golfing a couple weeks ago, and one of my buddies is like, I don't know if I can go to that golf course. I think I'm going to hit a house. So sure enough, third hole, hits his golf ball, hits a house. Now, and you know, we were like laughing. I'm like, bro, you thought that into existence. I'm not a good golfer at all. I literally, first time I went the whole summer, I didn't think I was going to hit a house, and I didn't, you know, and I know that's just, you know, a small little example, but I see these things happen again and again and again. And it's usually people just like, they just think these negative thoughts right away of, oh, I can't share this with people. I'm not good at selling, you know, all this type of just negative thoughts. And I'm like, just stop it, man.
Yeah. No, I hear that. And it comes down to, you know, timing, you know, and perception. And that's where, you know, people can lose sight, but you have to keep in the front of your mind, you know, the law of assumption, what you want to attain. You have to assume and know it's already there, regardless of the time and regardless of what you're going through. You know that every day you're putting that out there and it's going to come back.
Yeah. The power of your mind is so hard to fathom, but it's the most powerful thing in the universe. And Bob Proctor talks about this all the time. So guard your thoughts, guard your energy, guard the people you're around, you know, and that's why it's important to guard, you know, what you watch. You know, if you're getting off on tangents on TikTok or YouTube or just Netflix, even, you're allowing those thoughts to come in your mind. Probably watching the news is one of the worst things you could do with the amount of negativity they put on there now.
$4,000 a year to over $1 million a year in under 5 years. And then he was so fascinated, he had to know why. So he started to study it. And that's where he really gained a deep understanding of paradigms, conditioned way of thinking, why we do what we do.
Thinking of why you can't do something is never going to do you any good. And keep thinking until you start to think of thoughts of how you can do it. And the way will be shown to you. It comes in the form of images in our mind. Think of how you can and not why you can't.
Think of how you can and not why you can't. That's the summary, guys. Don't even let those thoughts enter your mind. You know, living in the end is being as happy as if you were a millionaire. So there is no reason, actually, a lot of millionaires aren't happy, but if you wake up every day and believe I have everything I need, you know, I have wealth and abundance given to me every single day, your life that day is going to be completely different than if you focus on, man, I wish I had $1 million. Live as if, live in the end that you have that happiness, you have everything that you need. And I mean, if you're living in America, we are just blessed with such abundance. I mean, we really have no abject poverty like we see in the third world. So, you know, one of the most powerful things I say every day when I wake up is I have everything I need, and that just starts the day off right. And he talks about this all the time: is how you start your day is the most important thing.
Yeah, no, that's critical. That's critical, man. I think that like you're saying, everything is that people are dealing with right now is really irrelevant in the negative sense. If you're focused on why you can't do something, that's temporary. You know what I mean? That's just in the moment, right now. But the only thing constant is change. So don't allow your environment or where you are right now to determine what you can do and what you can be in the future. The key thing is just holding on to what you want, and then the outside world around you will adjust and change to what you see. And it happens even sooner when you change your perception about what you see, about your circumstances, as opposed to looking at lack. You see opportunity.
Yes, perfect. Well, perfectly said, brother. I love it.
Is a place. Don't let it fade. When your mind goes there, make up your mind it's going to stay there because it is a place. I don't care what the thought is. Doesn't matter what the image is. If your mind can go there, you can physically go there. If a person's skin is a different color, we say they're different. If a person lives on the other side of an imaginary line, we say they're different. If a person speaks a different language, we say they're different. If a person is a different sex, we say they're different. Are they? No. They appear different to our sight. But when we develop a higher understanding, we're going to find out that we're all the same.
Who am I? Well, that's an interesting question. And I believe if a person will start to study that and look for the answer, they'll find it.
I hope you enjoyed this video.
Man, I mean, what a legend. So sad to see him go. And but that's the thing, Ricardo. He is still living on today. His spirit, his advice, his wisdom is, I think even more relevant today than it was while he was alive.
Yeah. Legacy. Legacy, that's what it's about. And so many people's lives have been changed simply because of the way they have found to think. We've been taught to think a certain way, but you didn't realize that there were other ways of thinking. There were other things that you could do to change your life just from the way you perceive your life. We've been taught, like I said, to see lack and disappointment, but really some people will see opportunity. Some people will see, an opening. And it really just comes down to, like you said, your thoughts and your perception.
So, we hope that you guys got some motivation out of this to start the week off right. Focus on those positive aspects. Living in the end, envisioning where you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to experience, and shifting away from the negative thoughts of lack, of I can't, or this is going to be an issue. Don't even let those things enter your mind. We are on a 90-day run to bring financial freedom to as many people as possible. So tomorrow we'll be going live at noon for Tech Tuesday. We have Wealth Wednesday at noon. And then on Thursday is a private Zoom. So if you want to get those invites, get into the Runners Facebook group and we'll post them there. And then Friday, we're doing Freedom Friday. As always, if you guys
Yeah.
want to get connected,
Yes.
just look down below in the description to get the free app or join the Runners Facebook group. Any last thoughts as we close out today, Ricardo?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean it's October. It's October 2nd, folks. October 2nd of 2023. I mean, this year is almost done. And I want you to focus on closing out this year strong. I want you to prepare and have a mindset and expect challenges, expect change, expect adversity. And I want you to know we don't know what it is, what the challenges we're going to face, what the adversity we're going to face. It's going to be different for everybody. Nobody's circumstances are the same, but anticipate and expect them. So when they do come, because they will come as you're growing, as you're changing, as you're evolving, as you're attracting and manifesting. It's just part of the process. Headwinds. Expect the headwinds. So when they do come, you can skip the shock and awe phase of it. You can skip the emotional tribulation of it and back and forth about it and get straight to the solution, get straight to the point, get straight to action so you can have greater results faster. You know what I mean? So we're in October. It's October 2nd. I think October is going to be a phenomenal month with phenomenal challenges. But in that space creates a massive opportunity for those who know how to channel in the right mindset and put in the right action at that moment of inception. You know what I mean? So just anticipate it and embrace it. You know, embrace it and move forward with plan of action and strategy and not emotion.
I love that. Skip the shock and awe. We know they're going to be throwing everything at us, guys. All right. So plan accordingly and don't let it get you off your focus, your path. Because that's when, a lot of people miss the opportunity is they get emotional about something that happens or they can't believe it or they weren't already planning and doing disciplined things when it comes to your mindset, your health, and your wealth. So make sure you're focusing on staying disciplined with whatever it is, right? Getting your exercise, eating right, um, getting the right assets versus liabilities. That's what it's all about, and it comes down to.
Yeah, we have an idea of the challenges that are coming. We have, especially for the individual, you already know where your weak points are. And of course, this whole 90-day run is the backdrop of it is smart finance and getting financially straight. While you're building wealth and assets because of this changing economy and environment, and you not having too many pit holes, in your financial strategy that can set you back and have to liquidate your assets. But this is the whole thing about situations that have come up, but you being able to see them ahead of time based on what you know in your situation and addressing them early on, addressing those challenges early on. So you already know that this could be an issue later on, but I want to make sure at least I have something in place right now that can address it so it's not a bigger problem or it's not a bigger shock and awe. This happened, but I've already been making preparations, what I'm saying, to address that. You know what I mean? And it's, and when we talk about same thing, when we talk about, state citizenship, and we get more into that, we're trying to get ahead of something where we know what's coming down the line. Same thing, we talk about building wealth and assets or accumulating, certain cryptocurrencies with XRP, or he just talked about China. We know what situations are coming along in the changing of the financial system. So we want to get ahead of it. We want to acquire the digital assets that are going to benefit from it. We understand. So same thing with you in your own life. Where some challenges might come up. If you're living check to check, you got some bills that's coming due. Whatever the situation is, where you're not as solid or secure, you should know and start making plans and preparations and have some, at least know the resources, at least know who to reach out to, at least have some kind of mechanisms in place to help ease what could be a greater burden than what you have now. Because there are challenges, but as soon as you put some kind of plan and strategy in place or preparations in place ahead of time, the better for you mentally and physically as well as you experience.
Spot on, my man. And guys, just get excited because there's going to be some new upgrades to Smart Finance this week. and I'm excited to share them with you guys and show just how amazing this whole system is, how everyone needs it, and how we're going to help so many people in the next 90 days and beyond.
Yeah, we got a lot of great things coming. Smart finance updates. Obviously, hope you guys, if you're not, should start sign that petition. We talked about supporting the debt box community. We got some other things here that we're gonna release out to the runners as well, for certain people in certain states that we're doing. So look, folks, it's a phenomenal month in October, but of course, I also see some challenges globally. Some challenges. Basel III just kicked in for the banking system in October. So there's some things that, we're going to see some shifts, but there's some opportunities. So stay plugged in, stay vigilant, and just have the positive mindset. Don't get caught in the shock and awe. And lace up, let's get wealthy. We'll catch you guys on the next live stream.
All right. See you guys tomorrow.